it has been one of those great moments of my life to watch Djokovic and Wawrinka play.
Players is they need to peak at the right time at these kind of tournaments. And although maybe a little hiccup here and there doesn't matter.
Novak Djokovic has really impressed me. He came on the court like he was a champion. He came into the match, he came into the tournament, believing he could really do it. And the French Open has begun, and we are through with the first rounds of the French Open. And as expected, the likes of Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune, Casper Ruud, etc., have gone into the second round. Although we did face a big upset, Daniil Medvedev, the world number 2 and the second seed at the French Open, suffered a big upset when he lost in the first round in 5 sets. And I think this is one of the biggest upsets that we have ever witnessed in Grand Slams, because a world number 2 or the second seed losing into the first round is rather unheard of. So overall, if we look at the match, I think Medvedev seemed a bit off, didn't he?
Yeah, I think overall he did not. I did not see him very comfortable there, and that was really surprised because the entire tournament which he won last week, he was playing so well, and I thought he was quite accustomed to clay and he would relish the opportunity to play on clay at Roland Garros. But his shots were a little off. I think he was not hitting the lines as well. Overall, I felt there was no strategy at all, and he was just reacting to the situation and hoping that he gets through. But that was not the case. His opponent played a brilliant tennis match. He ensured that the court was big. He moved Medvedev sideways, and overall, his power hitting was also very, very good. I thought maybe a planning part or the execution part was wrong. I am not very sure, but it's fair to say that maybe Medvedev had an off day and rightly did not deserve to win that match.
Right. So other than this, I think we have had a pretty straightforward first round. Everybody from Djokovic, Alcaraz, Ruud, Rune is comfortably through into the second round. So I just want to ask you, what do you think are the key takeaways from the first round specifically?
I thought, so highlighting a couple of matches really. So I thought Ruud was very good. He looked ready. He was performing well. He was really hitting the balls deep, closer to the lines, which displays that he was confident. The best thing about Ruud I liked was his defense, particularly in this match against Yammer. So whenever he was in a spot of bother, I thought he used the depth and flight of the ball very well to get back inside the court, be ready to face the next shot, and never really give that initiative to his opponent. So I found Ruud's game very good. So he's well prepared for the first round.
And noticed you talked about the looping shot, and that reminds me, Novak Djokovic has really impressed me. He came on the court like he was a champion. He came into the match, he came into the tournament, believing he could really do it. And considering the past couple of months, we were not really considering him as one of the favorites because he has sort of underperformed. He has been troubled with injuries. But the way he came onto the court was absolutely brilliant. He is actually playing a proper clay court game, a proper French Open-esque game, where he is being consistent, he's patient with winning the points, he's not rushing into hitting the winners. And as you mentioned, the looping shot, he is giving that extra spin to the ball and hitting deep into the opponent's court. And I think this is a proper French Open type of game. And I think Djokovic really impressed me. He clinically won this match, and it was absolutely brilliant from Djokovic.
Yeah, the aura, I think his walk of champion. So it was quite evident. He was confident. He must be feeling really well. And with Grand Slams, I think few players have that aura and few players have that confidence that they will make progress and they have a great chance here. So Djokovic is obviously at the very best, and he is aiming for his 23rd Grand Slam, and that is already a motivation he has said recently. So fantastic performance from him. I even thought Alcaraz played outstanding tennis. He looked in the mood. His shots were good, very clinical, and there was no stopping him. But we talked about Medvedev. I think we should also talk about another upset, which is Auger Aliassime. He lost to Fonini. I really thought rightly so. Maybe Fonini is much used to clay court tennis. He's an Italian. And I will definitely encourage viewers to watch at least the highlights. So Fonini has played 3 or 4 outstanding shots. Maybe those shots will feature in the shots of the day. But Fonini was fantastic. I thought he had the initiative, and Auger Aliassime, although he was playing well, I think his serve let him down. So even though he was trying to do a few things, but probably his serve let him down. He was never really dominating any point on his serve.
Yeah, but with the Auger Aliassime match, it was not exactly an upset because, Fonini has been on the tour for what now, 15 odd years, and he has always been around. He's always known for creating such kind of upsets. He's always the dark horse. So I think more than Auger Aliassime losing to Fonini, I was a bit surprised that he lost the match in 3 sets, in straight sets, because we did not exactly expect. Of course, Auger Aliassime is one of the seeded players, so technically it is an upset. But what I wasn't expecting is that Auger Aliassime would lose in straight sets to Fonini.
I really saw that Auger Aliassime maybe gave up. He was not so confident that he might win against Fonini. So third set was, I think, very straightforward. So that was a bit surprise, but yeah, 3 sets, straightforward result. Fonini will now see that as a potential, maybe stepping stone to his potential next matches.
All right. So what I really want to talk about is my favorite Holger Rune. First of all, I'm really happy that he has changed his outfit. The outfit that he used during the clay season was a bit disturbing for me. So kudos, he has changed the outfit. So now I think I could watch his match in peace. And talking about Rune, I think he went into the match on a very positive note. He looked pumped. He looked very positive. But he did face a bit of nerves, or he was a little nervous in the first couple of sets. But as we saw the match progress, he definitely grew into the game and he started getting his shots on track and everything started working for him. So yeah, I think a little bit of a shaky start for Holger Rune, but overall he came through in the end, and by the end of the fourth set, it looked as if he has settled into the French Open. So now I think we'll have a lot of fun watching him progress into the next rounds at the French Open.
Yeah, so the best part or the best thing that is expected out of great players is they need to peak at the right time at these kind of tournaments. And although maybe a little hiccup here and there doesn't matter, because maybe as the season or as the tournament, I should say, moves to maybe the second week and advanced stages, quarters, semis and finals, that is when you expect to peak your performance. So if Rune is kind of maybe first round here and there, that's fine, it shouldn't matter. Moreover, I think it will instill some kind of confidence that he was able to really come back stronger and feel confident. He will take some learnings also, but fantastic, good to see.
Yeah, and speaking of hiccups, Stefanos Tsitsipas had a sort of a hiccupy start. It was a shaky start for him. He hasn't exactly played the first round up to the mark. But, I think it's water under the bridge. He's through to the second round. So I don't think it is going to matter much. And on the other hand, Yannick Sinner played a pretty good first round. He made a really solid start. And I think with Medvedev out of the picture now, he will have a pretty easy quarterfinal at his hand, and I think his road to the semifinals is pretty clear now.
Yeah, he hits flat shots, and some of them were on display at Miami. So he has that slight advantage where he wants to finish the point, take the initiative. And if he continues to do that, that might help him at French Open. So personally, I thought, uh, even though Medvedev won the clay court, my opinion is that it's difficult to win back-to-back clay tournaments. So probably I was not sure that Medvedev can go uh, to the finals of French Open. Even with Tsitsipas, I think with a single-handed backhand, when he comes across somebody who is able to spin the backhand like Alcaraz, it will be difficult for Tsitsipas. Maybe Djokovic might be an easier opponent because Djokovic hits a really flatter backhand. But it's difficult for Tsitsipas with a single-handed backhand to stay consistent, to maintain that energy over 5 sets and win. So Medvedev and Tsitsipas were not the really prime contenders for me. Let's see how it goes.
And finally, I think we really need to talk about Stan Wawrinka. What a player. He obviously is not playing as he used to play 5, 6 years ago, but he has made a solid start. He has won his first round in 5 sets, and the kind of passion that he has shown, for tennis, for the Grand Slams is just incredible. Because even at this age, he himself has admitted that he's not at his best. He's not playing the way he used to play, but he is into the tournament. He wants to perform at the highest level. So it's just unbelievable from Stan Wawrinka. And he is in Djokovic's quarter, which means that we could witness a potential Djokovic-Wawrinka match. And I really want to see this match again. It has been one of those great moments of my life to watch Djokovic and Wawrinka play. And, to witness Stan Wawrinka's beautiful backhand for maybe one of the last few times would be a treat to my eyes as well as the fans' eyes.
Yes, and talking about 5 sets, Monfils, he entertained the crowd and the French crowd. It's so good to see him back, and he always entertains. I'm not sure whether it will classify as a strong performance or a shaky performance, but especially because I felt that Monfils obviously can do much better. But the entertainment is always there, and with the French crowd behind him, what a great atmosphere. Some of the shots were fantastic, and hopefully he recovers in time and maybe gets to play a next match with full energy again, because recovering from a 5-setter right from the first round might not be that easy, but hopefully comes back and we enjoy his upcoming matches.
All right, so that's it from our side, guys. We hope you are enjoying the French Open as much as we are enjoying. And if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. That's it from our side today. Goodbye.